so glad, yes, I'm on my way to heaven, and I'm so glad, yes, I'm on my way to heaven. Hello, this is Michael Mwenso. This is a Jazz at Lincoln Center Jazz Academy video. We're here in conversation with one of the greatest musicians and architects of our music. He is one of the great poets, a man whose intelligence and grandioso is of such high level that anytime you're around him, you are spiritually uplifted. And we're just so happy that he is still with us, uplifting the world with his intellect, his musicality, and his depth. We're here with the great Jon Hendricks. Thank you very much.
So good to have you. We've been trying to get this together for some time, and we're glad that we finally did it.
It's about time.
Yeah. So as I said, this is a brief conversation because we could be here for 5 days.
I know.
And only get past 30 years of your life.
Yes.
But I wanted to talk briefly about your background. Being brought up in Toledo, Ohio.
Yes.
Being the son of someone who was a very big part of the AME church. Your father.
Minister in the Emery church.
Yes. And you came from a family of how many? How many of you? There was quite a lot.
12 boys and 3 girls.
3 girls. And where were you in the list? You're the middle? You're
the 9th child and the 7th son.
7th son. So what was that like being in a household of a minister at that point in time in America? Because the AME is a very modern thinking church.
Absolutely.
And the ethics and their beliefs are of a very modern way of thinking. So tell me what your father was like. What was he like as a man?
My father was a man of God. He was a servant of God Almighty on the earth. That means every man he could help, he did. Every woman he could give comfort to, he did. He was a beautiful person.
Okay. And your mother, tell us about your mother. What kind of woman was she?
My mother was an angel. She was called Sweet Willie when my father met her.
And what were both of their names? Your mother's name was?
My mother's name was Willie, W-I-L-L-I-E.
Okay.
Carrington.
Carrington.
My father was Alexander Brooks.
Huh.
Hendricks was his last owner. So
okay.
slaves usually took the name of the owner.
Yes.
But growing up was interesting. I mean, we made a ritual out of just getting up, getting washed up, and going to the bathroom because we all lined up, the little bitty ones first, and as growth presented itself, until the grown ones were last. The children came first. They went to the bathroom first. We only had one bathroom. So everybody lined up according to age. And when we were all through, then my mother and my 2 older sisters started cleaning with the toilets because there were so many children doing what they were doing there, it needed it first.
I see what you're saying.
So, and then they came downstairs and started to clean the house. And my father had a study that nobody ever went into but me.
And why was that?
Because I was always smart. I could speak well. I was an English major in grade school and high school. So he made me his secretary. My job was to read from the King James Bible whatever verse he decided to make his text that day.
So you would say from a certain age, you probably knew the whole scriptures from back to front?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
What was that? There was a lot of you. So what was the, would you say you guys struggled? Was it a large struggle to keep food in all the mouths of the house? Or what was that like?
It was...
You talk about 1920s America, so...
It was hilarious in a way. Because my brothers used to go out and they'd come back with half a cow, which they got off of a meat truck. And my father would bow his head.
Like he didn't see it?
That's right. Because he knew where
it was
it
coming
came from,
but he didn't want to...
But he wasn't going to punish them.
I see.
For bringing what we needed into the house.
So, okay, so you're growing up, there's a lot of you, and then church is a large part, of course. Your father was a minister. Now, let's talk about the sort of music. Now, the hymns, were they more like John Wesley kind of hymns? What kind of hymns were they more? Do you remember some of the hymns that you would sing? Were they more like English church hymns?
I'm on my way to heaven, and I'm so glad. Yes, I'm on my way to heaven, and I'm so glad. Yes, I'm on my way to heaven, and I'm so glad. Soon be with the hands of the Lord.
Yeah, I see.
Those were every day to us. Every day we sang at least one or two hymns.
When did you start performing publicly?
Well, when I became very, very determined to bring in some money from it was when I was 10.
10.
Because that's when I would walk into an ethnic saloon.
Yes.
Like Italians had their saloons. Jews were not supposed to have saloons, but they did. They cheated a little bit, you know. But and the Irish, of course.
Of course.
So I would go into an Irish saloon and I would start singing. Did your mother come from Ireland? Well, there's something in her Irish. And I would sing that. And they would give me, all the men at the bar would give me at least a quarter.
Okay.
You know. So I'll make a nice pickup on that one. And then I would do a swing tune. The object of my affection changed my complexion from white to rosy red. Every time I hear your name beating in my heart, a pop type tune. And then I would gauge the ethnicity, and if it was mostly Irish, I would sing. Sure, I love the dear silver that shines in her hair, and her brow that's all furrowed and wrinkled with care. I hold the dear fingers so toil-worn for me. Oh, God bless you and keep you, Mother McKee. And these guys would be getting drunk. They'd be, hey kid, that was great. Give me a quarter, and some of them give me a nickel or a dime. You know.
So that's amazing. So by 10 years old, you were already assessing how people were, music that would engage them, and how to articulate it. That's incredible.
Yeah.